everybody. I'm Aaron Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, August 21st, 2023. Hope you're doing well. I sure am. Classes start tomorrow at Furman University where I teach, and I'm also super excited to let you know that my new book, Camping with Kierkegaard, is going to be available in about a week. So as soon as it drops, I'll post a video, give you some links so you can go pick up a copy. I really think you're going to enjoy it. Today I was working on my bike. You can see it behind me. I messed it up recently while riding some downhill mountain biking up at Beach Mountain in North Carolina. And my front wheel is a little bit off kilter. It's a little bit warped currently, having to do some truing to it. And also my brake rotor also got bent somehow in a crash, I think. And so it's rubbing on my pads, having to adjust it. So basically, doing some maintenance on the bike in order for it to run really well. This started me thinking about an important philosophical distinction between living and living well. Now, it's very clear to me that I could ride my bike even in its state in all kinds of circumstances, right? It would ride fine. The problem is it wouldn't ride as well as it could. Getting it fixed, doing the right sort of maintenance, allows it to go from just being able to be ridden to riding it the way that it is in fact meant to ride, right? Riding it well, doing it the right way. And the same is true in life. We often think that just more days is the goal of life, right? Not dying as long as possible. But in fact, we learn from philosophers throughout history that the goal is not just more life, but living well. We see this in Plato, in the Credo, where Socrates tells Credo the goal is not just to live, but to live well, to live meaningfully, to live an examined life such that our lives really have purpose and intention. We also see this in Seneca, in the Stoics, where he talks about the importance of not simply living, but living on purpose. In fact, let me read you a passage from Seneca. Life, as you know, is not a thing that should be held onto forever. Merely to live is not in itself good, but rather to live well. Listen to that. That is such a cool idea. The goal is not simply to live, but to live well. The goal is not simply to be able to ride, but to ride well, to keep our bikes working in the right order, to keep our bodies oriented in the right way, to keep our minds flexible, humble in order to seek truth, find virtue, to do the sorts of things that matter given the time that we have. Our finitude is real, so our lives are significant in light of that fact. Now, this is something that I teach my students on the first day of my class, God, Death, and the Meaning of Life. We're meeting tomorrow for the first day of this semester. But I teach them this idea, grounded in Seneca and Plato and others, by analogizing it with a rock star that I'm a fan of, Andrew W.K. Andrew W.K., in his famous song, Party Hard, says, the goal of life is to party hard. Now, that could be understood as a kind of a hedonic excess, right? Go get drunk, eat a bunch of cake, tomorrow we may die. But I actually think it's more of a Stoic idea. When Andrew W.K. recommends that we party hard, his point is don't miss out on the minute in which you find yourself. Live fully into it, whatever it is that you're doing. Stoics are famous for encouraging us to be reflective. They're not so famous for their parties, right? A Stoic party seems a little bit strange. And yet maybe the Stoics get it exactly right when we understand their encouragement to live well in line with Andrew W.K.'s notion of partying hard. Live on purpose. Make each moment count. And don't be distracted by what is beyond our control, beyond our will. If we can't change things, then put our energies where we can and continue to party. I mean party in a philosophical sense. Live on purpose, live with urgency, because finitude is real, vulnerability is real. Just like our bikes can get dented, can get broken, they all need repair, our bodies are the same. Eventually, we've got to upgrade and change the bike because it's not capable of continuing to do what it was made for. The same is true for us. Eventually, our days will run out, and the hope is that we lived well as long as we could. I hope this is helpful. I hope your week is rocking. And again, don't forget Camping with Kierkegaard coming out next week. And so I'm excited about it. I hope you will be too. Share it with your friends. Share it with people who you think need to think on purpose where they are. I'll see you next time, unless a piano falls on our heads.